Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Inside Lowell Weekly Recap. I am your co-host for our weekly show, Teddy Panos, joined, as always, by my fellow insider, Danielle McFadden, president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, and do I call you my right-hand man? That's really kind of insulting, right? Here at Inside Lowell.
Did you see me trying to look important and scribble something down as you were doing your intro?
That was the fake thing that
I actually did write something.
We used to news anchors. We'd take our scripts and we'd shuffle them on the desk. So you got it all down. How are you? How have you been?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Another great week here at Inside Lowell.
Every day is a great day at Inside Lowell.
Every day is a great day at Inside Lowell. And we had a great, I've been busy as hell at the restaurant.
Yes, you've been very busy.
We decorated the Christmas tree with the kids over the weekend. You beat us.
Rollies was open over the weekend. I drove by and I was like, I gave false news, but I did say maybe it was Paul Billy's last day last week.
We'll blame it on Paul.
Not blame anything on you, Paul, but I just wanted to set the record straight.
So Rollies was open last week, and is it still open through? It's got to be, right, for those last minute.
Clearly
Christmas?
You're asking the wrong person.
I'm giving you a chance to fix your mistake.
I fixed it, and that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not speaking for Rollies for this coming weekend.
Great place to get your trees. Ours looks great.
Awesome.
It's actually my favorite tree that we've gotten. Yeah,
awesome.
Well, because last year's was a little bent. We kept trying to turn around and hide it, but this year's is perfect. And the kids had a ball. They're getting older now.
Yes,
which is a lot more fun.
It is so fun when they sing the songs and watch the Christmas specials.
Ari got tuned into the one with the Heat Miser. I always forget which one it is.
The Year Without a Santa.
The Year Without a Santa. Yeah, he liked that one, and now we spent the morning drive to school practicing our Christmas songs in Greek and in English because
impressive.
They're doing the kindergarten at the Hellenic American Academy is doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in Greek. Yeah. Rudolph. They call it Rudolph the Elafaki, the reindeer.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
and then along with him, Ruby's learning the words, but it's fun. How about you? You any fun stories with the kids?
Oh, they're just loving the Christmas season. I took Zoe and Milo shopping for Landry when Landry had a birthday party. Although all he wants is Pokemon cards and a candy cane filled with M&Ms and a candy cane filled with Skittles. That's really all Landry wants for Christmas this year.
Kid sets the target low.
So
let me talk to him.
Of course he's getting Pokemon cards from Milo and Zoe, but they each bought him something else as well. And he was like, I said I wanted Pokemon cards. I'm like, you be grateful for your gifts. They picked those out for you. But it is a fun time of year. We're always watching all the Christmas specials, and the kids are into the celebrity Christmas specials with the songs and stuff. So we watched the Pentatonics had one on how different cultures throughout the world celebrate Christmas, which was kind of fun. I didn't think they'd get into it, but they loved it. And then Casey Musgraves, who's a country singer, she has one on Amazon that's always been really into this year. So yeah. So
it's getting close. We're recording this on Tuesday, December 13th, 12 days away. Have you done all your shopping?
No. Have you?
No. Haven't even started.
I'm going to try to take a day off this week and a day off next week to get stuff done.
Yeah, that's what the missus and I are planning too. And then I got to figure out when the hell I'm going to go shop for her.
Yeah.
Because
do you have any ideas? You don't say them out loud, obviously.
None whatsoever. Okay. None whatsoever.
I have one product that I love. I'll tell you about off air.
All right. Yeah, don't say it on air because she does watch these.
I won't.
So we don't want that. We've got a lot happening at Inside Lowell this week, as we have every week. Danielle's got her list of top stories.
I had it last week too.
Yeah.
Do you like my mug, by the way? It says Mill City with a big heart.
Oh, I just noticed that.
Yes. I don't know.
Let me zoom you in there. There you go, Mill City.
Yes, I like to represent Lowell, even in my coffee wear.
You most certainly do. Where'd you get that?
Adam and the kids bought it for me one year for Christmas. It was in the old Spinners store.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm kind of double representing,
Yeah, you most certainly are.
Quadruple Lowell.
Nobody loves Lowell more than Madame President. A lot of people liked Inside Lowell, loved Inside Lowell last week. Heavy traffic week yet again, as they're trying to get you to your goal of 15,000.
We're going to get there. We're over 14,000 unique users since we launched.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, and the numbers, the Facebook numbers are also continuing to climb. We're 44,959. really close to a reach of 45,000.
Wow, that's
For
incredible.
our posts on Facebook. So, what were some of the top stories that people were gravitating
Well,
to?
the top story. Can you guess what the top story was?
It had to be the crime, the
raid, the
DEA
drug raid.
raid thing. Yeah.
So that was number one. The Salah lawsuit was number two, being settled.
A little breaking news.
Yes, people like
reading
that.
this stuff.
Does this
Yes.
make me look really official when I hold my vegan leather bound notebook?
Vegan leather?
I'm assuming it's definitely not real leather.
What is vegan leather?
This, like, you've
Fake?
never heard of vegan leather? Like, my
No.
car has vegan leather seats.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I didn't realize that was a thing.
it is.
So-
Number three, a downtown office makes work more enjoyable, which I totally agree with. What about you?
I like it. I like being able to like kind of walk. We can walk outside the door, go to El Potro
Yes.
or a number of different places
love
downtown. I like it. I didn't think I would. Like,
Oh, I love it.
I was a little downtown, but you got to be downtown if you're gonna have a business called Inside Lowell. You have to be downtown. So I'm like, all right, I'll grudgingly do it, but it's you're in the center of it all.
Yeah.
And that was actually an article contributed by David Glosky, one of our landlords
Yes.
here. He who gave us the poinsettias, which, by the way, they are still alive.
Except for one of them is in the storage closet.
Oops, we'll have to get that one out and to get a little bit of daylight.
Yeah, it was a sad looking one. But the rest of them have been doing great. Yeah.
So we'll show those off in due time.
Sure. We can have a poinsettia next week right here. We're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do this next week to like celebrate Christmas and the holidays. Have some fun with this recap. Like a lot of fun. Maybe I'll sing.
Are you going to sing your Santa Claus songs?
Sure. The most requested song I'll sing.
Don't.
Comment below. You can also just write "Don't sing," and if that's the number one, then hey, I won't sing.
We want to see you sing.
Loci turns 50.
Yeah,
Inside Drake It, that was number
Loci
4.
turned 50 years
Yes,
old.
yes.
I ate so many meals at that place. There's a late night meals.
So the
midday
Loci
meals.
is 10 years older than me and the Rourke Bridge.
Yeah, but much younger than me, unfortunately.
Well, not much. Slightly.
A few years.
A few. City Council recap from the Lowell citizen Ryan Gilday from last week's December 6th meeting. It's number 5. I really like how official I look.
You
holding
really
this.
do.
I know. I feel like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of who my favorite anchor is. I'll come back to
Come
that.
up with it. Okay.
Yeah. Parking policy is a spectator sport is number 6. Another one by Ryan Gilday, making the list twice this week. Drake It lights up for the holiday. Inside Drake It, so another Inside Drake It article. More for your dollar, which we'll talk about. That's our market basket giveaway.
Yeah. Which is getting a lot of next week's list. That one's going to dominate.
Awesome. I can't wait. Such a good giveaway. $100 gift card to Market Basket. You can do a serious dent. You can get so much more for your dollar when it's free.
When it costs
So check
nothing.
that out. The podcast archives number 9 and the Inside View last week was number 10. So me and you last week.
Wow.
Number 10.
So
and
the
now I'm
podcast
gonna
is starting to
close my
climb.
official notebook until next week.
So you mentioned the Market Basket giveaway.
Yes.
Last week we gave away a $100 gift card to Market Basket. Our friend Mike Colley at Low Lock and Key graciously
Where's the horn?
donated a bunch of them. Yeah.
As I just do this. I need something in my hand when I'm going to do that.
You have the gratuitous.
Thank you.
Mike Colley and Low Lock and Key graciously donated 5 gift cards. We gave away the first one. Steven from Pelham
Awesome.
was our winner last week. He followed the directions. We had a bunch of people try to enter but didn't follow
You had to
the
post your
directions.
selfie at Market Basket.
We needed a selfie at Market Basket. Steve did it. Steve won.
Low bar of entry for last week,
Yeah.
but kudos to Steve. And the great thing about Market Basket, as you mentioned in the post, is that there's so many different locations. So whether you're in Pelham or Lowell.
Yeah. So this week's contest, and we already have close to 36
Awesome.
entries in it. So they're dominating the comments section. Is we put a sentence out there: whenever I go to Market Basket, I make sure to what was the
Get
word?
blank
to get
or
blank.
to buy blank.
Yeah, and we're
What's
asking
one
people
thing
to
that,
fill in the
okay, you
blank.
can't like put milk, eggs, and bread. What's one thing when you go to Market Basket, go grocery shopping that you have to get?
Me?
Yes.
the instant pancake mix.
Okay.
They
Wow.
love that.
All right.
It's just a little powder.
Yeah, I know
thing,
exactly. You
but
shake it up.
all you do
You
is add
always
water.
need more water than the directions say.
Yep. Yeah, I've noticed
It's
that.
very pasty if you
But
don't.
you know what though? When Riley makes them from scratch, the kids like mine better. Like
You're
kids,
like, here you go.
yeah. So I've become the
Right.
designated pancake guy at the house. But a lot people are sending in.
I know. What are some of the items? Mine is hummus. Ithaca hummus.
Oh, I don't think we've gotten any hummus comments.
Oh, well, I'm going to change that even though I can't win.
That will change, courtesy of Danielle. But bread and milk and whatever's on sale, fruit, Chelmsford ginger ale. There were 2 Chelmsford ginger
really?
ale responses. You'll like this one, gluten-free pizza.
Why would I don't eat? I'm dairy-free, not gluten-free.
Yeah, but gluten is close
I love
to the...
gluten.
Oh, do you? You eat the glutens? I
eat the gluten.
Wait, so I thought gluten was part of the vegan thing. Gluten-free was part of the vegan thing. No?
Totally separate.
I'm completely confused.
Bagels, give them to me. Bread, give me the gluten. Give me the
you do eat
rice.
the- oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Coffee and coffee creamer, deli items, water, maple bacon, another
Wow, that's
Chelmsford
very
ginger
specific.
ale, milk,
Maple bacon.
market basket potato salad, frozen
Wow.
hash brown patties. So Oreos.
This is really fun.
These are people after my own heart, the Oreos.
I feel like we
people,
should
by
buy
the way.
all of these things and next week have like a feast of everything that.
We'd need a bigger desk. Toilet paper. What's Noosa yogurt? That was Lowell City Council Corey Robinson.
Isn't that like a Greek yogurt?
Greek yogurt?
Yeah, no.
No.
What does Noosa mean?
Noosa?
I think my dad's been eating that
Hold
actually.
on. Google search. Noosa yogurt.
Or maybe it's like a low carb. Are there carbs in yogurt? I don't know.
Oh, it is. A Noosa is the Noosa.
Thank
Try
you,
the
thank you.
Noosa way. Yeah, vanilla bean, strawberry. There's little.
Is it a black container?
It's all different colors depending on the flavor.
Oh, okay. No, that's not what I was picturing. But
Noosa
still,
yogurts.
yeah.
Now
All
we know
right.
what to get City Council Corey
I'm gonna
Robinson
get you
for
a
Christmas.
12-pack of Noosa
A
yogurt.
12-pack of
Corey.
Noosa yogurts, but a lot of good suggestions.
Awesome.
You have until Saturday to reply.
Great.
Go to InsideLowell.com and complete that sentence. Whenever you go to Market Basket, you make sure to buy. Also, we thank again Michael Colley from Lowell Lock and Key, who is one of our sponsors here at Inside Lowell. A number of sponsors who I will list before we sign off today. But I do want to take a quick moment to thank Washington Savings Bank. It still says, well, we can take the welcome off there now, right?
Let's do this in real time.
Let's do it in real time. Come on, Danielle. Take the welcome off there because they're now established. Danielle just wanted to show off her dress there, her sweater dress.
One of my favorite.
No, it's the blue. I like the blue. Makes you somewhat Greek. But we're excited to have Washington Savings Bank, Hafner's It Kicks here as part of our family, and Reverie 73 Hafner's, who bailed you out
Yes.
when last we were here.
I know.
You were
I
having
can
all
tell, I can
sorts
tell
of
you the conclusion.
cold shower and heating issues.
So last week when we were here, I was waiting for the oil to be delivered so that I could have heat and hot water again. So I went home to check it out, and the oil hadn't been delivered yet. So I called. They said they were coming. So then I was back to work, and they showed up, and still our heat and hot water wasn't working. So I called, and somebody came out that night for an emergency visit, and they blew the line out. They replaced the filter. They asked me what I wanted done. I said the whole shebang, do it all. And then we were up and running. But I was able to take a hot shower, a very hot shower, a very long hot shower at 10 p.m. that night.
You probably savored that one like no shower before,
I
right?
did. It was amazing. And the guy who came out was so nice, and they were quick. And so I appreciate it.
You were telling, you were kind of updating me, and you're like, oh,
They're here.
Yep, they were good. So Hafner's, they're an institution here.
They are,
in
and
our
they
area.
saved my butt. So thank you.
We're excited to have them as part of our Inside Lowell family, as well as Reverie 73, a cannabis dispensary with a location at 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell. They're opening 2 new ones in 2023, one in Gloucester on Essex Avenue, right next to the Mile 1 Marker restaurant, and then one in Beverly on Rantoul Street, right across the street from the Pickled Onion restaurant. But Reverie 73, to listen to explain, to inspire, and to delight, especially that last part. And thank you as well to our friends at Washington Savings Bank. I'm going to be heading over later on this week and getting a credit card through them.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to get our first Inside Lowell credit card.
That's very official and exciting.
What would like the first charge be?
Vegan notebooks to be
Vegan
official.
notebooks. All right, so Danielle can feel important.
No, you need one. I already feel important.
I've got a scratch pad right here. Scratch pad. Rip up the paper, put it in the drawer, pull out a half sheet when you need it.
There we go.
It's the cheap Greek.
Do you save paper to like write on the other side of it?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Right here and right there. Yeah.
See, I was the type of person that like in school, I would write my notes in all different colors. And then if I messed up on one thing, I would start and write it all over again, like college.
Oh,
I would
were.
And then I would throw, yeah.
You're, what do you call it? Manic, anal, whatever the hell they call that.
I don't think I'm anal or manic.
Obsessive, compulsive.
I don't know. I think it really helped though. It helped me learn, and retain the information, at least for the test. I don't remember anything now.
Test, you remember absolutely none of it. Again, Market, thank you to all of our sponsors. I'll give you the complete rundown, and thank you to Lowell Lock and Key. You have until Saturday night to get your entries in and try to win a $100 gift card to Market Basket. As we kind of read some of the comments there, we'll transition to our some of the commentary that came in on some of the stories there. Market Basket has dominated the last couple of pages here, so I've got to dig a little further back, Danielle. But one of your articles, "'Tis the Season," generated a lot of feedback in the last week. It was an article you wrote about how cool Lowell is during the holiday season, and it
Sure
really is. The downtown.
I
and other
love seeing that
areas.
smokestack Christmas tree. Makes me so happy every time I see it.
The smokestack, yeah, you can see it from wherever. And now my kids are starting to notice.
I know, isn't it
well,
awesome?
too.
My kids love it too. The moon the other night, it was a full moon, and it was coming up. So the moon was huge, and it was like an orangey color. And then the smokestack Christmas tree. I wish I was a good photographer because I wouldn't have done it justice with my phone. It was just I just love Mill City.
Danielle bleeds the Mill City. Patrick chimed in at InsideLowell.com, said, "We had a couple in from out of town recently. Took them to a few spots in downtown. They were amazed by the way the streets were lit up and wreaths on the light posts. It was a great night to show them Lowell." And I think we take it for granted. I know I certainly have, because I've been seeing this since I was a little kid. But even the architecture of some of these buildings, I never notice it until somebody points it out to me. All these subtle little things that Lowell has, we, like every community, it has its warts, it has its issues, but we have so much going for us that and sometimes it's okay to just sit back and take it all in. I think we should all
Not
take
just
some time
sometimes,
to do that.
yeah. I mean, we can do that.
Do it as
frequently.
Do it as often as Danielle does it, and you'll be happy. We also got a lot of feedback on another contribution by Ellen Andre, who continues to focus on nonprofit organizations, doing great. Her fifth in that series did Hidden Battles Foundation. Scott and Leslie Hyder, an organization that is helping veterans, but also first responders, people who deal with trauma every day as part of their jobs, part of their careers, and they do so many great things. Joseph wrote in. He actually made a donation because of Ellen's article, and said, "I heard a lot about your organization and wanted to help. I was in the Marine Corps in the early 70s, did not serve overseas, but was still exposed to too many bad experiences. I don't miss the battle days at all, but overall, I've had a good life, wonderful family. Take care, Scott, and thank you for all you are doing for folks out there." Tyler says, "Thank you, Ellen, for always supporting Hidden Battles and for spreading word of their mission."
She's amazing.
I love Ellen.
And they're an amazing organization. So it's
yeah, they are. I've had the pleasure of interviewing Scott and Leslie, and they've got some fun events. Their cornhole tournament is great, and it's always a sellout too.
They do awesome stuff, and then they have little Craig, their son, that's always along for the ride.
Maybe
like the mascot of Hidden Battles.
I think we should put together an Inside Lowell cornhole team for next year's tournament.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm game.
You game for that?
Yeah, I don't know how good I am, but
you're never gonna say no. So, Check us out inside.
I do say no sometimes, for the record. All right, just
InsideLowell.com. I've never asked, so I don't know. InsideLowell.com. Check out our many stories, some breaking news stories, some feature stories, some good news stories as well.
some fun.
And then there's some fun with Batch and his podcast and all the insanity. We just recorded a new podcast right before this one today. And some of you might be wondering, can you see them? There you go, Daniel. We've got Jim Campanini, the wine novice. And that's why I screwed up our camera angle. So you keep seeing my head popping in there with Danielle. But he interviewed a Lowell resident who was director of, let me get his official title here, Craig Gandalf, who is the national sales director for Cynthia Hurley French Wines. He started his own line of wine in a can called Hands Off. Now, and they actually talked about, you definitely want to watch the podcast. It's the Gratefully Yours wine podcast with Jim Campanini and Craig Gandalf. It is on our website, and you can find it in the same section as you will find our weekly recap podcast. But they talked about how there's a kind of like a little wine snobbery out there. Wine drinkers, they tend to get a little, snooty, right?
Some of them,
They
not me.
tilt their nose up. And this whole wine in a can thing became kind of a hurdle. But he talked about how, they're single servings, pretty generous.
Yeah, how many
Single
ounces? 12?
servings, by the way. And the technology, and we talked about it after the show ended. Excuse me. But I remember being young enough, and my father, like every now and then, giving me like a Miller High Life, which was crap to begin with as beer. But in the old days, you drank out of a can, and you knew you were drinking out of a can. You're probably not old enough to remember that.
Not.
But the technology has gotten to the point now where canned products are becoming the hot thing. The seltzers,
Yes.
the vodka seltzers, the whole High Noon, Truly.
Yeah,
White
you can
Claw
buy like your
things.
mixed drink already in a can.
Yeah, and what Craig and Jim were explaining to me is how the technology around the inside, they have like a special like food lining on the inside.
Interesting.
And the way the can technology has improved, you can now it's you're drinking, it's like drinking out of a bottle. And they were talking about how you're going to a pool party. You're really going to bring a bottle of wine to a pool party? You know what's going to happen.
Well, yes, but this
Especially
is a better
with you being
alternative.
such a klutz.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to let him talk about the wine.
Wine in a can. And then they cracked open during the podcast an orange wine, which is what I'm holding up right here.
Are you going to try a sip?
Is it 5 o'clock somewhere?
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So yeah, I wanted to try some, but I wasn't on the podcast. I was just working the cameras. So
They couldn't have like just slid the can over to you?
they left some behind. So get that little sound there. We'll try it. Actually, not bad. Not bad.
So that has orange in it.
This is orange. Yeah. What are the other flavors there?
White just says white wine. The red wine, it says actually the red wine.
The red wine.
This is a red wine too, but it's not the red wine.
Oh, so it's just a red wine.
So yeah.
But I also wanted to
Another white wine, the white wine.
I wanted to call your attention to something here, Danielle. There's a little yellow label. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can kind of see that there. But it says, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, good job.
Can you see it though?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Vegan.
That yellow label says
Vegan.
Vegan.
I don't know if anybody knows I'm vegan.
Vegan, but she eats gluten. So
I eat gluten. I'm gonna try a sip of this one, which is, it's a red wine, but it's not the red wine.
Okay.
And it has like a little like.
We'll see if we can zoom in for Danielle's facial reaction. See if she really likes it.
I do like it.
It's not bad.
And there's a peacock wearing like a cloak, so that's kind of. Is cloak? Is that the right word for that?
Is that one? Yeah.
I actually love now that I have access to do this. Like, ooh, look at my mug.
There you go.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun now that I found that camera angle.
So there's a peacock with a cloak. All right, this
I know
one
the
is-
labels are very funky.
This
Like this has a deer head. I'm not. If this is vegan, I don't know why they should have like taxidermy in a cup, but we'll go with it. Wait a minute. See the deer like in a cup.
I like the low intervention. This one has like a beach hat. My orange one. Oh.
Wait a minute.
There
we go.
Let's zoom in there. Nice. They're funky designs.
They are very funky. Oh, so this is the same one.
All right. Well, thank you to Danielle's having fun with the new camera angle. Almost as much fun with that one as we had when we first got this one, the whiteboard
I'm
cam.
done now.
You sure? Then just keep playing. It's fun.
I'm done.
The only bad thing is that camera has me in the background, so it ruins the shot.
Oh, we can do anytime you're sick
Just
looking
block-
at Daddy, just let me
Just
know.
block me. There you go. But thank you to Craig Gandalf. That is his own brand, by the way. Hands Off. He started his own company, but he is the national sales director at Cynthia Hurley French Wines. And he was talking during the podcast. He's talking about it. He's taking trips to like Spain. And there's actually a book that I'm interested in.
You're interested in a book?
Yeah, it was like
That's not Steve O'Connor?
It's called like the Wine Bucket List.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which has all these great destinations. If you're a wine enthusiast and you've got a bucket list,
interesting.
you can kind of cross them off.
I like that.
So I liked it as well too. Honey, that might be a.
But my wine
a
bucket
gift
list would
for
be
you.
like wine in a bucket while I'm laying on a beach. This is my bucket list.
Well, now you could put cans in there
Yes,
instead of
I
having to bring a
could.
bottle.
Yeah, this is true because I'm a
Down
klutz.
at the beach. You brought up Steve O'Connor, by the way. He, my favorite local author. Steve did his book signing for Northwest of Boston, a series of short stories. He did it at the Athenian Corner Restaurant. I got my autographed copy of it as well, but it's available through. You can get it at Lala Books, another downtown shop, another
I
reason
love
to come
Lala
shop
books.
downtown, or I think is it Loom Press, I believe,
Yep.
and maybe Amazon. But if you go to our website, there is a story about it, so you'll be able to grab it. But Steve had a great turnout as well, and there were some comments on our website about Steve, people saying they've been waiting for his next book for a long time, and he popped it on out there.
There were pictures all over Facebook.
Oh my God, yeah. He had a long line of people out there. Whenever he does a
Amazing.
book signing, huge turnout.
And if you
For
want the
Steve.
book and you have the opportunity to purchase at Lala Books, please do that versus going to Amazon.
Shop local, right? Support your local businesses.
And then stop at the Athenian Corner for, an
Yeah,
appetizer.
there we go. That's right.
Greek
Stop in,
kiss.
say hello to me.
Say hello to Teddy.
Say hello to people you might like. We've got me. We've got people you'll like.
Stop
We
it.
got all
Everybody
sorts
at
of
the
people out
Athenian's
there.
wonderful.
Yes, they are. We've been hopping lately. We hosted a fundraiser for the mayor, so
Yeah.
Carrie Chow.
Yeah, there were a ton of people there.
Well, we didn't host it. Somebody else hosted it, but they chose us to distribute the food and beverages. which
So
was
I popped in quickly with Zoe. This is my favorite Zoe story. I already told you this. So I was standing with Jim McCusker, Lisa, and Sarah,
who was celebrating her birthday that
which
day.
I didn't know when I saw her. And then somebody from the Chateau Merrimack that's having their grand opening this week. And so Chuck comes over, people who know Chuck, and says, "Wow, you're standing with 3 beautiful women." And Zoe looks him dead in the eyes and says, 4 beautiful women.
Good for Zoe.
No, I was like, "You go, girl."
Good for Zoe. She is most certainly your child. Which brings us to the final segment of our show here, our weekly Hot Mess Express, where Danielle and I kind of talk about something disastrous we've done, whether it's our kids embarrassing us or Danielle wiping out and embarrassing herself, or me not being able to figure out the button jeans. By the way, I am wearing the button.
Oh my God. Okay,
jeans
don't
today.
do the demonstration.
I will
yet.
not stand up and
Okay.
unbutton, because now they
Okay.
actually unbutton quickly. It appears that
very glad to hear that.
With every use, you're able to, not as quickly as the zipper, but it's not the struggle I had before where I was worried about,
I put like a pair of skinny-ish jeans on Milo. I mean, there's nothing to him. He's 5. His waist is this big no matter what he eats. And he's like, how am I supposed to go to the bathroom? And so he just would pull them down just enough and then pull them up all day. And
That's the challenge with button jeans. You have to pull them down. But before we talk about the Hot Mess Express, I want to thank all of our sponsors here at Inside Lowell Of course, Washington Savings Bank coming into your offices, so be prepared. Warn the staff. I'll probably be there on Friday morning. But they were the most recent member of our family, but they won't be the last, certainly. And again, our friends at Hafner's, It Kicks. Thank you, Hafner's, for bailing out Danielle, both with refilling her oil tank and with then fixing it. Because did you know, by the way, that if you empty your oil completely, then it kind of screws up the whole system and you got to reboot it?
Did know that, but my furnace is fairly new, so I thought maybe that wouldn't happen to me.
You thought you were special?
Well, no, I Googled it. I used the Google machine. And I read only the things that would be positive and the things I wanted to hear. So I thought it was all set.
You thought you were, but you were
I was not.
But,
Thank you, Hafner's.
So Hafner's came out twice, once to refill your oil and once to fix your furnace.
It really kicks.
Hafner's really kicks, and we're excited that they're kicking for us over here at Inside Lowell. And of course, Reverie 73, a cannabis dispensary at 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell. And right on the Drake line, so Drake might want to adopt them, except we get the tax revenue here in Lowell, which we're happy about. But there you got 2 new locations opening up: one at 73 Essex Avenue in Gloucester, and then one at 350 Rantoul Street in Beverly. That's next spring and next summer. Reverie 73, to listen, explain, inspire, and delight. Thank you as well to the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, you, Madam President Danielle McFadden, and your board of directors for sharing this office space with us and being a part of Inside Lowell. The Mill City Festival Fund, Stellar Web Studios, who designed InsideLowell.com, IBEW 2321, digging holes and climbing poles, as we like to say. Real Estate Ray Booton, a good friend of mine, and if you're looking to buy or sell some property or have it appraised, Real Estate Ray Booton is who you want to call. Lowell Lock and Key, our friend Mike Colley, the aforementioned Mike Colley, who gave us those gift cards to Market Basket. Spectacle Live, some great shows coming up. This Sunday is the Boston Pops, the annual holiday Pops.
Yes, that is on my list of things to love about Lowell during the holiday season.
Definitely, but you know what I'm really loving? They're bringing Blippi the musical next year. Your kids are into Blippi.
They were, and we're out of the Blippi phase.
They're completely out of the Blippi phase? They're
completely out of Blippi.
Ari was, until Ruby got introduced to it, so Ari is now back into Blippi.
And now there's like Mika. There's like a girl now.
Yeah.
Is it Mika?
Yep, and there's the Blippies are like different characters.
Yeah, that was an uproar.
We digress. Anyway, thank you to them. Spectacle Live. Check them out online. All their great shows at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. The Greater Merrimack Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. Phil Tebow, Architect. Unitas Community Center. The Stones Hospitality Group. Who wouldn't love a gift card as a Christmas gift, right?
Oh my gosh.
Cobblestones, Moonstones, Stone Social. Our friends at Christopher's Towing. The Merrimack Valley Wi-Fi Pros. And Quick Thinking Danielle corrected me. Washington Savings is not our most recent sponsor, because we do have an exciting new sponsor who we got. Francis E. Provencher Insurance of Lowell, 40 years. Now, it's not the 130 years of Washington Savings, but 40 years in business.
Same age as me in the Rock Bridge.
Frank Provencher is the same age as you. Frank Provencher Insurance.
Almost. I'm not 40 yet.
That's coming soon.
Almost.
2-3 weeks away?
It's not here yet.
You hear the clock ticking away on your 30s? Gone. But we're excited. Thank you, Frank Provencher Insurance, for joining our sponsor family here at Inside Lowell. If you would like to become a sponsor of Inside Lowell, shoot me an email, Teddy Panos at InsideLowell.com or sales at InsideLowell.com, and we're happy to have you be a part of La Familia. Now then, back to the Hot Mess Express. It all ties in, by the way. It all ties in because Frank Provencher became a member of the Inside Lowell family during our little launch party that we had last Thursday. We invited our insiders, our sponsors, and some of the local
chamber board.
The chamber board, since they're nice enough to let us share. And they're coming back Tuesday Tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're having
They're coming back tomorrow
our holiday
for,
party.
for your holiday party,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Except this is where we become the hot mess. So Danielle, if you recall during last week's weekly recap, see out there, notice the wall is now black out there. Right?
Everybody saw if you watched last week, you saw the painter.
You saw the painter laying down, doing the little, the trim, and then he obviously filled it in, which, by the way, makes these camera angles look. Doesn't that look like a better camera shot now?
I definitely think we should do black back. Well, you should do black. This is your studio, but do what you want.
But then you'll have to wear like all your bright colors.
I like bright colors. I told you this is not my favorite outfit.
All right.
I keep on drawing attention to it.
Sorry, jeez. But that is not just any old black paint out there.
No, it is not.
Or
so we thought.
Chalk?
It is chalkboard paint.
Chalkboard paint.
Yes. So there are two things that you can do on a chalkboard paint wall. You can use chalk or you can use chalk markers. Well, we use chalk
There's
marker.
a difference, right? As we found out?
I think so. We never used chalk, so we can't definitely compare at this point, but we used chalk paint and we let people at the party, we asked them, sign the wall, draw on the wall, doodle on the wall, and it was really fun. I mean, there was a lot of
good stuff on there.
A lot of good stuff on there, but it's not coming off now.
Does anybody have any recommendations for removing chalk marker?
Well, I think I'm going to try Dawn, because if it can take oil off of a duck.
We have a cleaning lady? Dawn? Thank you. Yeah. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Don't forget to tip your server.
I will not try the veal, but I will tip my server generously, as you all should as well. So anyways, the wall, it's just not coming off. I tried a magic eraser. I tried Clorox wipes. I tried plain old water. So I think Dawn is going to do it. I feel really positive about this. And if not, then I'll be the one painting over.
Then you're in
then
trouble.
over there, and then on one of the walls, I wrote like a fun quote. A party without dessert, it's just a meeting.
It's just a meeting.
And we had dessert set up over that table, but
that can stay. That can stay at least during your board
but I
meeting.
mean, eventually, we're not just like gonna have a dessert table always, unless there's delicious vegan desserts. Always.
Well, we certainly will have some vegan wines.
We will. Yes, I'll just leave these three, and then we'll say this is the dessert table for all eternity, or for at least the next 3 years. So anyways, the wall is the Hot Mess Express, but leading up to the party, I went to get balloons as like a wayfinder to come up to the office. And I ordered 24 balloons plus a big I and a big L. And then I went to go pick them up, and I'm like, this was not a smart idea to try to fit all of these balloons in my car. So luckily I bought 4 weights that they tied to the bottom, because we would have lost a dozen of them instantly as I'm trying to shove. So I'm shoving balloons in my car. The other ones are floating away. I'm grabbing them. I'm hysterically laughing at myself. There's an older man parked next to me. He is just watching me. So finally I shove them all in the back and the sides, and then one, I shut the trunk and one is just hanging out. So the whole way from Party City, now my nose is running because I'm just so animated right now. I have a balloon hanging out of my trunk and it's just flapping the whole way.
You sent me a photo of it from your drive, which was...
If anybody pulled up next to me, they'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's Danielle. Like, who else would it be?
Balloons are not fun to drive with, because I've never purchased as many as you had at one time. But even when you get like you decide, oh, it's going to be cute on Valentine's Day, I'll have a balloon.
Oh, have you done that before?
Yeah, and then it blocks your rear view mirror thing.
Well, luckily
so I love you balloon might get you killed.
I have the camera in the
back.
back. So my car, I have a camera in the back, and then on the rear view mirrors, if a car's coming near me, it flashes, and it beeps if I'm too close to something, and it actually brakes for me if I get too close.
Oh, really?
So if I get in an accident, knock on wood, that never happens, something has really gone awry. Because there's so many systems in place for that not to happen.
They're trying to hot mess proof the cars nowadays.
This car is the Hot Mess Express with the balloon flap. And plus, I mean, if you see somebody with a balloon hanging out of their trunk, switch lanes. Like, get away from that crazy person.
Exactly. But anyway, but thank you. You for folks who don't know, Danielle was actually a party planner.
for a
in a
very
previous life.
small portion.
You had a business, and you took
did.
on the responsibility of planning the Inside Lowell Launch Party. So thank you, because with me it would have been we would have been lucky to have chips. I'm not even sure we would have had chips and
We
dip.
had just the right amount of food, right?
We had just the right amount of food. A lot of food, but we had the room looked really cool. Everybody who came up here was like, "Oh my God, I love your offices, Teddy." And I kept having to say, they're actually the chamber offices.
It's both. I mean, so for people who haven't been in here, we're in the studio right now. So this is the only actual room with a door on it. So this closes, and then the rest is just a big open office space. We'll have to post some pictures sometime. But there's a huge conference room table. There's a bar. There's a kitchenette area. So it's essentially a shared space.
Well, I appreciate you sharing it with me.
I love it. It's great.
And I appreciate the
And we
chamber
get a lot done.
board and everybody. We do, actually.
Yeah.
Including already this morning 2 podcasts. We're about to post another article as well. And we get to recap and do all sorts of fun things. Plus, every now and then we get some samples from our wine podcast. So, Madame President, Danielle.
Cheers. Till next week.
To another weekly recap. Till next week, everybody stay safe. We'll see you then.